buried in lies. I never thought much about my family's past. We were ordinary, at least that's what I believed. My parents, John and Linda Walker, had always been loving, supportive, and present. I had a younger brother, Jake, and life in our quiet suburban neighborhood was peaceful. Then one day, out of sheer curiosity, I took a DNA test. That's when everything changed. I remember the moment I got the results. I was sitting in my apartment, sipping coffee, expecting nothing but confirmation of my mixed European heritage. Instead, my stomach twisted as I read the words on the screen. Parent-child relationship, inconclusive. I blinked. That had to be a mistake. I refreshed the page, my heart racing. But it was still there. My DNA didn't match either of my parents. How was that possible? Had there been an error at the lab? Was I adopted? No. My parents would have told me. Wouldn't they? That night, I drove to my parents' house. My hands were shaking as I knocked on the door. My mom opened it with her usual warm smile. "Claire, what a surprise. Come in." I stepped inside, gripping my phone so tightly my fingers ached. My dad was in his recliner, watching TV. Jake was in the kitchen, making a sandwich. It all felt so normal. But I knew it wasn't. "Mom, Dad," I started, swallowing hard. "I took a DNA test." My mother stiffened. My father's eyes darted to hers. A thick silence filled the room. I'd never seen them look so afraid. "Claire," my mom finally said, her voice trembling. "Why would you do that?" Her reaction sent a chill down my spine. "Because I wanted to," I said. "But now I need answers. It says I'm not biologically related to either of you." Jake looked up, confused. "Wait, what?" My dad sighed, rubbing his temples. "Claire, maybe you misread it." I shook my head. "I didn't. What's going on?" Another silence. My mother's hands were shaking. Then my father spoke. "There's something you don't know about the night you were born." I expected them to say I was adopted. But what they told me was far worse. There had been a mix-up at the hospital. A deliberate one. My mother had given birth to a baby girl. But that baby wasn't me. Someone had switched me with another newborn. I felt like the ground had been ripped out from under me. "Who? Why?" My dad hesitated. "We don't know the full story. We only know that we weren't supposed to take you home." The room spun. I wasn't their daughter. Somewhere out there, my real parents had lost me. And the child my mother had given birth to was living a completely different life. I couldn't sleep that night. I kept replaying their words over and over, searching for a missing piece. How could something like this happen? Who would steal a baby and replace it with another? The next morning, I decided to dig deeper. I searched online for hospital scandals in our area. That's when I found it. 1995, St. Mary's Hospital, a nurse fired for suspected baby trafficking. My blood ran cold. I clicked the article. The name Margaret Holloway appeared, a woman who had allegedly swapped babies for money, working with an underground adoption ring. I stared at the name. Was I one of those babies? Had I been sold? I had to find out. I tracked down Margaret Holloway. She was in a nursing home now, frail and weak, her mind slipping. When I visited her, she barely acknowledged me. But when I showed her my baby photo, her faded eyes flickered with something. Recognition. "That was a long time ago," she whispered. "I only did what I was told." "Who told you?" I pressed. She just smiled. "You don't want to know." My stomach churned. If she wouldn't tell me, I had to find someone who would. I requested my original birth certificate. When I received it, My heart pounded as I read the name listed under Mother. It wasn't Linda Walker. It was Margaret Whitmore. I had never seen that name before in my life. I looked it up, searching for any record of her. After hours of digging, I found something. Margaret Whitmore had died in a house fire when I was barely a year old. The same year I was taken. And there was no record of my father. I felt sick. Had I been taken because my real parents were gone? I drove to the last known address listed under her name. It was an abandoned house, charred remains still visible. I stepped inside. Dust covered the floors, and vines crept through broken windows. As I walked through the ruins, I spotted something on the wall, a family photo. And there she was, Margaret Whitmore, holding a baby, holding me. I staggered back, my breath shallow. Then I saw something else. A man standing beside her. And he wasn't smiling. I took a picture of the photo and sent it to my parents. Do you know this man? Minutes later, my phone rang. My mom's voice was shaking. Claire, listen to me. You need to leave. Right now. Why? Who is he? She hesitated. Then whispered. He's your real father. And if he finds out you know the truth, you won't be safe. I froze. What do you mean? She took a deep breath. Margaret Whitmore wasn't just some woman. She was hiding from him. And now, so should you. I felt the walls closing in. My real father wasn't just missing. He was dangerous. And I had just opened a door that should have stayed shut. Buried in lies, the truth comes at a cost. I had spent my whole life believing I was someone I wasn't. Now, I knew the truth. But knowing wasn't enough. Because someone had gone to great lengths to keep this secret buried. And I had just dug it up. I wasn't safe. Not anymore.